Hi, I'm Valerie. I'm 28 years old, and up until 6 months ago, I thought my mother loved me. I mean, sure, she always favored my younger sister Emma, but I figured that was just normal sibling stuff, right? Val, you coming to Mom's for dinner Sunday? Emma asked over the phone one Thursday afternoon. I was at my desk, finishing up some reports. Yeah, probably. What's she making? Her lasagna. The good one with the bechamel sauce. I'm in, I said, smiling. How's the job search going? Emma sighed dramatically. Ugh, terrible. Mom keeps saying I should just move back home until I figure things out. You're 25, Em. You can't live with Mom forever. Says the girl who moved out at 18, she shot back, but there was no real bite to it. That Sunday, I showed up at Mom's house in Riverside with a bottle of wine. Mom answered the door, her face lighting up when she saw me. Valerie, come in, come in. Emma's already here. I found Emma in the living room, scrolling through her phone. Hey, stranger. Hey, yourself, she replied without looking up. Mom bustled around the kitchen while I helped set the table. So, Valerie, how's work? Still doing that accounting thing? Financial analysis, Mom. And yeah, it's going well. I just got assigned to a major client. That's nice, sweetie. She turned to Emma. Emma, honey, have you heard back from that marketing position? Not yet, Mom. Well, don't worry. Something will come up. You're so talented. I bit my tongue. It was always like this. Emma could do no wrong, while my accomplishments got a polite nod. The dinner went fine until I started feeling weird. We were halfway through dessert when my left arm went numb. Mom, something's wrong. What do you mean? She barely glanced at me. My arm. It's tingling. And my face feels strange. Emma looked up from her phone. You okay, Val? I can't. My words came out slurred. The room tilted sideways. Oh God, she's having a stroke, Emma screamed, jumping up from her chair. Mom grabbed her phone. I'm calling 911. I remember falling. I remember Emma catching me. I remember the fear in her eyes. Then I remember the EMTs arriving. 2 of them, an older guy named Rick and a younger woman named Ashley. Ma'am, we need to assess her immediately, Rick said, kneeling beside me. That's when I heard my mother's voice, low and urgent. Wait, my other daughter, Emma, she's been having chest pains all day. Can you check her first? Ma'am, this woman is clearly having a stroke. Time is critical. I understand that. But Emma's been complaining about her heart. That's more serious, isn't it? Mom's voice changed. I have cash. I can make it worth your while to see Emma first. Just for a few minutes. My vision was blurry, but I saw Ashley glance at Rick. Ma'am, we can't. $5,000, cash, right now. Just examine Emma first. Make sure she's okay. It'll only take a few minutes. Mom, what are you doing? Emma's voice sounded horrified, but distant. I tried to speak, but nothing came out right. My body wouldn't cooperate. Rick, Ashley whispered. 10,000, Mom said. Please, Emma's my baby. The next thing I remember clearly is waking up in a hospital room. A doctor, Dr. Martinez, according to his badge, was checking my vitals. Miss Chen, can you hear me? I nodded slightly. You've had an ischemic stroke. You're lucky to be alive. The delay in treatment. He shook his head. Can you tell me what happened? I couldn't speak well yet, but my best friend Jessica was there. She'd been called by the hospital. What delay? Jessica demanded. The EMTs were right there. Dr. Martinez frowned. According to the records, there was a 3-hour gap between the 911 call and when she arrived here. 3 hours? Jessica's voice rose. That can't be right. I'm afraid it is. And frankly, it's why her prognosis is complicated. Stroke treatment is time-sensitive. Every minute counts. Jessica turned to me, her eyes wide. Val, what happened? I managed to croak out 2 words. Mom, money. Jessica didn't leave my side for the next 2 days. When I could finally speak more clearly, though my left side was still weak, I told her everything I'd heard. Your mother bribed the EMTs? Jessica's voice echoed through the hospital room. I heard her. $10,000 to check Emma first. But Emma wasn't even sick. I know. Dr. Martinez came in during our conversation. Miss Chen, I hate to tell you this, but the damage is significant. You'll need extensive physical therapy. Your speech will improve, but your left side... He paused. There may be permanent impairment. Because of the delay? Jessica asked sharply. The first hours after a stroke are crucial. We call it the golden hour for a reason. 3 hours? He shook his head again. I've documented everything in my report. If there was truly a delay, someone needs to be held accountable. After he left, Emma came to visit. She looked terrible, her eyes red from crying. Val, I'm so sorry. I had no idea Mom was going to... You were there, Emma? What happened after I passed out? She sank into the chair beside my bed. The EMTs started examining me. I kept telling them I was fine, that you needed help, but they just kept checking my vitals. Rick kept saying they had to be thorough. 20 minutes passed before they even touched you. 20 minutes? And then they took forever getting you to the ambulance. Ashley kept looking at her phone. Rick kept saying you were stable enough to wait. Val, I was screaming at them. I threatened to call the police myself. Where was Mom? Emma's face crumpled. She told me to calm down. She said you'd be fine, that I was the one who needed attention because I'd been stressed lately about job hunting. Jessica stood up. We need to report this. All of this. I already tried, Emma said miserably. I called the ambulance company that night. They told me they'd investigate, but I haven't heard anything back. A knock on the door interrupted us. A woman in a police uniform entered. Miss Chen? I'm Detective Sarah Morrison. Dr. Martinez contacted us about some irregularities in your case. Can we talk? I nodded, and Emma started to leave. Actually, I'd like you to stay, Detective Morrison said to Emma. You were a witness, correct? For the next hour, Emma and I told her everything. Jessica recorded it on her phone as backup. This is serious, Detective Morrison said when we finished. Medical negligence, bribery, potential manslaughter if... Well, I'm going to need to interview those EMTs and your mother. My mother's not going to admit anything, I said, my words still slightly slurred. People rarely do. But we have your testimony, your sister's testimony, hospital records showing the delay, and the 911 call recording. I'm going to pull the dispatch logs too. After she left, Jessica turned to me. What are you going to do about your mom? What can I do? She did this to me. She chose Emma over me, and now I might never fully recover. Emma was crying again. Val, I swear I didn't want any of this. I would never... I know, Em. I know you wouldn't. I reached for her hand with my good one. But Mom? She made her choice, and she's going to pay for it. 2 weeks later, I was in physical therapy when my phone rang. Detective Morrison. Miss Chen, we've made arrests. Rick Henderson and Ashley Chen, no relation, have been charged with accepting bribes and medical negligence. They initially denied everything, but once we showed them the dispatch records and threatened them with manslaughter charges, Ashley broke. She gave us everything. And my mother? That's why I'm calling. We need you to be present when we bring her in. Are you up for that? Absolutely. The police station was cold and sterile. Jessica wheeled me in. I was still using a wheelchair for longer distances. Emma met us there, looking sick with worry. I can't believe this is happening, Emma whispered. She did it to herself, I replied. They brought Mom into the interrogation room. When she saw me in the wheelchair, her face went pale. Valerie, sweetie, don't. My voice was stronger now, clearer. Don't you dare. Detective Morrison sat across from her. Mrs. Chen, we have testimony from both EMTs that you offered them $10,000 to delay treating your daughter Valerie during her stroke. That's ridiculous. I would never... We also have testimony from Emma, from Valerie, and we're pulling your bank records as we speak. Did you or did you not withdraw $10,000 in cash the day before the incident? Mom's mouth opened and closed. That was for Emma, for her apartment deposit. Mom, stop lying, Emma burst out. I was there. I heard you. Mom's eyes filled with tears. Emma, sweetheart, you don't understand. I was trying to help you. You'd been so stressed. I had a headache, that's it. Meanwhile, Val was having a stroke. I thought she'd be fine. She's always been the strong one, the independent one. You're more delicate, Emma. You need more care. I felt something inside me break. So you left me to have permanent brain damage because Emma is delicate? Valerie, it wasn't like that. What was it like then? Explain it to me. Explain how leaving your daughter to suffer neurological damage because you favor your other daughter makes any sense. Mom reached across the table. Please, I made a mistake. I panicked. I wasn't thinking clearly. I yanked my hand away. You had enough clarity to negotiate a price. $10,000, Mom. That's what my life was worth to you. That's not fair. I love you both equally. Equally? I laughed, bitter and harsh. You chose, you literally chose. And because of that choice, I may never regain full function of my left side. I had to relearn how to walk. Do you understand that? Emma was sobbing now. Mom, how could you? How could you do this to her? I was protecting you, Emma. You're my baby. I'm 25 years old. I didn't need protecting from a headache. Val needed protecting from dying. Mom stood up suddenly. You're both against me. My own daughters. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me? Detective Morrison stepped forward. Mrs. Chen, sit down. I don't have to listen to this. Valerie, you've always been jealous of Emma. This is just you trying to turn her against me. Jealous? My voice rose. You left me to die, Mother. And you know what the worst part is? If you just admitted it, said you panicked and made a terrible mistake, maybe I could have eventually forgiven you. But you're standing here lying, making excuses, and trying to blame me. I'm not lying. Those EMTs are lying to save themselves. Ashley confessed, Mrs. Chen, Detective Morrison interrupted. She gave us everything. The amount, the conversation, everything. You're going to be charged with bribery and reckless endangerment. Mom's face twisted. Fine. Fine. You want to know the truth? Yes, I paid them because Emma needed me. She's always needed me more than you, Valerie. You never needed anyone. You were born independent, cold, always keeping me at arm's length. Emma loves me. Emma needs me. And yes, in that moment, I chose her. The room went silent. Even Detective Morrison looked shocked. There it is, I said quietly. Finally, the truth. Mom seemed to realize what she'd admitted. Valerie, wait, I didn't mean... Get away from me. Don't call me. Don't visit me. Don't ever contact me again. You can't mean that. I'm your mother. You stopped being my mother when you paid someone to let me die. Mom lunged at me then, grabbing my wheelchair. You ungrateful little... Security rushed in, pulling her back. She was screaming now, saying Emma and I had always been against her, that we'd planned this, that I was faking my injuries to ruin her life. Detective Morrison looked at me. Do you want to press assault charges as well? Add it to the list. The trial took 4 months. Mom hired an expensive lawyer who tried every angle. I was exaggerating my injuries. The EMTs were lying. Emma had convinced me to fabricate the story. None of it worked. Dr. Martinez testified about the damage, about how the 3-hour delay had directly caused my permanent impairment. Emma testified, crying through the whole thing about what she'd witnessed. Ashley, who'd taken a plea deal, gave detailed testimony about the bribe, the amount, the conversation. The prosecutor, a sharp woman named Linda Hayes, met with me before my testimony. How are you feeling? She asked. Nervous, angry, ready. Good. Use that anger. Make the jury understand what she took from you. When I took the stand, I looked directly at my mother. She wouldn't meet my eyes. Miss Chen, Linda began, can you tell the jury what you've lost because of your mother's actions? My career, for one. I was a financial analyst. Now I can't type well enough to do my job. My independence. I had to move in with Jessica because I couldn't manage alone for months. My health, obviously. My relationship with my mother. But more than that, I paused. She took my trust. My belief that parents protect their children. She took my sense of safety in the world. Has your mother apologized? She's tried. Her lawyers sent letters. She's called Emma constantly, begging her to convince me to drop the charges. But it's not really an apology, is it? It's just her wanting to avoid consequences. Mom's lawyer tried to paint me as vindictive during cross-examination. Isn't it true, Miss Chen, that you and your mother had a difficult relationship before this incident? She favored my sister. That doesn't mean I wanted her to commit a crime. But you're happy to see her punished. I'm happy to see justice served. There's a difference. The verdict came back in 3 hours. Guilty on all counts. Bribery, reckless endangerment, assault. The judge sentenced her to 6 years in prison, with the possibility of parole after 3. Mom cried in court. Her lawyer immediately filed an appeal. I didn't care. It was over. Emma and I met for coffee a week after the sentencing. She looked lighter somehow, like a weight had been lifted. "How are you doing?" she asked. "Better. Physical therapy's helping. I'm learning to adapt." "I'm sorry, Val, for everything. For all the years she made you feel less important." "It's not your fault, Em. You didn't ask to be the favorite." "I know, but I benefited from it. I should have said something." We talked for hours. Really talked. Maybe for the first time in our adult lives. About Mom, about our childhood, about moving forward. "Are you going to visit her?" Emma asked finally. "In prison?" "No. Are you?" "I don't think so. She keeps writing, saying she did it all for me, that I should understand. But I don't. I'll never understand choosing one daughter over another like that." Jessica joined us, sliding into the booth with her usual energy. "Ladies, I have news. Val, that consulting firm I told you about, they want to interview you." "Really? Even with my limitations?" "They said your brain is your asset, not your typing speed. They want your expertise." I smiled. "Then let's do it." 6 months later, I'm writing this from my new apartment. I still have some weakness in my left side, but I'm working, I'm independent, and I'm healing. Emma and I are closer than we've ever been. Jessica is still my rock. As for Mom, she's serving her time. I haven't spoken to her, and I don't plan to. Some betrayals are too deep to forgive. Some choices have consequences that last forever. She chose Emma over me in my moment of greatest need. Now she's living with that choice, and I'm living my life without her in it. What would you do if a parent betrayed you like this? Could you ever forgive them? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of justice and revenge.